Hi everybody! Not done an update in a while. I've got pretty pants at this just lately. Things haven't been very good. Like, I've been really tired all the time. My insomnia's stopped. I think there's Zolodex's failing. I just keep having random bleeding and discharge, and yeah, been quite difficult at the moment. But today is Friday the 12th of October, and I am off to the local university to volunteer for my local eating disorders team, where we are going to a mental health awareness event. So let's go! It's about 10 past 10 and just walking over to the event now. While I was on the bus, I had a phone call from the hospital, from the dietetics department, and they're going to see me on the ward at 3 o'clock today. So that'll be interesting to see what they can come up with for dietary optimisation for PMDD. So yeah. So I've just come out of the wellbeing event. It was really good to be able to talk to lots of different organisations within the area and connect and talk about eating disorders and the wonderful support that I've received and the wonderful work that First Steps Eating Disorders does within Derbyshire and the surrounding areas. So that was really, really good. And now I'm just walking up to the hospital. So I'm going to see the ward manager, and I'm also going to see the dietitian to see what she can help me with regards to my diet and my PMDD. I'm back from the ward, and I saw the dietitian on the ward today, and she was advising me of dietary optimisation for PMDD. And basically, obviously it's like everything else, there is no answer of what is going to fix you or make things better, but there are things you can try. She said I could try having a low GI index meal so that like your hormones and your blood sugars don't fluctuate as much. That's things like whole grain pasta and whole grain rice, and we also talked about the importance of vitamin D and of calcium and where those could be found, and the need for iron in your diet, and that can be found in meat and nuts and leafy dark greens. We talked a lot about vitamin B1, 2 and 12, and the reduction or making sure in your diet, like, because bloating can be caused by water retention, and so reducing the amount of salt intake you have, and looking at your any alcohol intake and any caffeine intake, because they're both things that can exacerbate your symptoms. But I already have a gluten-free, nut-free diet without any caffeine, and I don't drink and I don't smoke, so I always do quite a lot of things. But she was really good because she kind of understood and took on board the fact that when I'm acutely unwell with my PMDD, like, I have really no recollection of what I'm doing and what I'm eating. So she said, you know, we could talk about lots of other things, but reality is when you're really acutely unwell, you won't be able to implement them because you don't really know what you're doing. You're kind of out of control. So that was good. And then I got the bus back, and now my mum and dad's printing off the logos to go on my outfit for the Manchester Half Marathon. I am super exhausted. I've just been exhausted all the time recently, and I think my thoughts are starting to get quite chaotic, and I'm starting to have lots of urges to self-harm and be more destructive than cutting, which is not good. I'm very critical of myself at the moment. Got a lot of self-doubt going on. Yeah, I think things are probably heading towards the PMDD episode, but I'm really trying to stave it off, which is probably the worst thing I can do, because realistically, because PMDD is out of our control, because it's a reaction to hormonal fluctuations, so actually I'm trying to control something that is completely out of my control. But I guess I can try and manage the symptoms as best as possible and reduce my hospital stay hopefully. Yeah, I don't want, like, looking at my diary cards and everything, another episode is on the horizon, but I just don't want to believe it, and I don't want it to happen. Also noticed, like, my thoughts are quite chaotic and I can't remember things, and yeah, it's just not a very good day, and edges,